Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit more of a situation going on with Deme, as she actually has responded to a lot of the people kind of giving her more, backlash and whatever since the original situation. Now, if you guys want to go back and look at that, I have a couple of videos going into more detail into what happened, but essentially there was a bunch of different things that went on with Deme with the drama that happened a couple of weeks ago in terms of, people thought that she was doing it on stream, which obviously there was plenty of clips that did look very, very weird and suspicious and a little bit, out of the ordinary. But again, my kind of opinion on it was, I don't really think it is her doing it on stream, right? Because that would be a bit silly to do. And of course, as well, there was the whole Chibi reviews thing as well, where obviously she went after Chibi reviews, and that was a whole saga too. So if you want to see that as in more detail, then go back and look at those videos. But assuming that you've seen all of that kind of stuff, well, it seems like Deme has spoken out once again about this kind of stuff, saying a quote here saying, "Why didn't you make a video addressing the allegations of you having blank on stream? Because I didn't think people believed it and didn't take it seriously. Sorry, but if you believe it, it's because you want to believe it. I genuinely don't think there's anything to say." So yeah, that's what she says. And apparently, yeah, she's been getting like comments or maybe chat messages or whatever, saying like, why aren't you addressing the allegations of you doing it on stream, which is the main kind of topic, I think, of this. Not so much the whole Chibi stuff, which we went through, which obviously, I think it could have been handled way better by Deme, but the actual the clips of her making weird noises and moving about weirdly, yeah, that's what people want her to address. But again, I don't think it is a case of her doing it on stream or anything like that. I do think it is a little bit odd, right? But obviously as well, she goes on to continue to say, "I'm disabled as fuck. I literally physically can't do what they're imagining. I have a connective tissue disorder. My skin would easily rip and have bruising. Also, I'm demisexual and out of a relationship. I'm practically ace. The deviant they imagine is literally fictional." So yeah, again, I apparently that means some other stuff. I'm not too sure. But yeah, obviously it seems like she doesn't really partake in that kind of activity often, and is also struggles to take part due to her disability and stuff like that, right? So again, of course, that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, I don't even know why anybody continues to think this. And even if you do think this, right, and I think it is understandable if you do have some kind of premonition or whatever, that you think that this was happening and that this clip really was her doing that kind of stuff. Why go after it now, right? I feel like it's been weeks now and there's not really anything to kind of continue this on, and it just kind of feels a little bit repetitive and a little bit boring. Surely there's got to be something else to kind of do at this point, because if anything, it just kind of makes the people that keep on bringing this up and keep on being so obsessed over whether Deme has been, doing this stuff on stream, it kind of makes them look like the weirdos for the ones thinking about her doing it on stream, for, weeks on end, right? The average person might see the clip and go, "Oh, that's a bit weird. I don't know what she's doing there." And then they'll just carry on with their day, right? Because, I forgot this. Well, I say I forgot this happened. I haven't thought about this situation since I kind of covered it, right? It's one of those things we just go, "Oh, that's weird." Anyways, moving on, right? That's literally it. Some people really have nothing to do all day, not gonna lie. Then people love their narratives because their life is so boring. They have to imagine other people having crazy lives or something. Then imagine making allegations of having blank on stream. Kamika actually did have blank on stream a few years ago. They got unbanned shortly after. Just let them live in their fantasy worlds. You're wasting energy on them. Use it instead to swing your legs. Saying the people who said it clearly have never had blank before if they thought that's what it sounds like. So I swear to God, some people get so bored that they start making stuff up. Saying the only people that believe the allegations are just people like Chibi Reviews, just straight gooners. Saying honestly, who cares about people? What people think? Sorry, happened. Screw everyone. Don't let people get inside of your head. This day and age, people are truly desperate for attention, and they will lie and say people have blank on stream just to show they are stupid. I completely forgot about that, lol. Like it's genuinely just a a model twitching, and people immediately have the wildest assumptions. Don't let that discourage you. And yeah, I think it's one of those things, right? I can understand why a lot of people did think, that was going on. I think the clip itself was, very odd, right? The noises and the movements and stuff were very, very odd, and I could see why someone would come to that conclusion. It's just more so, the kind of thought process for me is like, why are we thinking about this now, right? Sure, whenever all the drama was coming out, I understand why people might bring it up or whatever and be like, this is a little bit odd, like maybe we should talk about this, right? But it's been what, maybe even a month now. Again, I don't know the exact date that the original drama kind of started, but it's been, quite a while now, and people are still bringing it up apparently. It's just like, I don't know, it just makes them kind of seem like the obsessed ones, right? I mean, there's no satisfying people who are determined to drag you, whether you did or didn't. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Just keep putting in the hard work and doing what you feel like doing. In short, there's no point of doing it. If people wouldn't believe it, you would only make fools out of yourselves. The lowly Twitter people making stuff up to complain about. The people are legit so porn brain dog, which, yeah, I mean, that's true. Saying everyone, even though the content creation culture making a video out of everything, not every allegation is worth addressing. However, if you do something wrong in your girlfriend's dream, you need to A, apologize, and B, make it up to her some way. I mean, I don't know. It's one of these things where people asking to kind of address the allegations and whatever. I mean, Deme's talked about this kind of situation enough, right? And I remember whenever this whole situation was going on, we were literally saying, stop tweeting, please stop tweeting, right? Because that's what was kind of spurring people on to continue and screenshot a new tweet and then, kind of go after that one. And then they screenshot another tweet about that tweet, and then it goes on and on and on and on. So yeah, obviously, the best kind of course of action is to just kind of ignore what people are saying. And yeah, I think that people still going up to you and saying, if you address the allegations, it's just insane, right? Because there's just not really any allegations, let's be real. Sure, as I said, the clips do look a little bit strange and odd, and maybe there could have been some questions, but at this point it's a little bit too late to be asking the questions, and honestly we should be moving on and just kind of having a life, right? I mean, that's essentially it, right? But yes, that's essentially all there is for this situation. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say on this, because yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit odd, as much as I think the Deme did wrong in terms of like the whole Chibi review stuff, and what she said to him and all of this kind of stuff. I do think as well with the clip, I did think it was a little bit ridiculous whenever it came out, but I think that if people are still dragging it to this day, I mean, we got to find a hobby, right? We've got to find something to do instead of this. So yeah, I mean, that's essentially what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazo, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.